You want some more tips and tricks about trucking and pulling doubles and triples? Well, not today. Today, a question. All right, workout done. It's 10 after 7. Should still get there at a decent time. Back and biceps, pretty good workout, getting a little stronger after being out for several months. Don't like what pandemics do, huh? Anyway, we're done at LA Fitness. And we are headed to the yard to see what a Tuesday morning brings. My phone shows me 2 trailers closed, Minneapolis and a Kansas City. Got a new meat man today, so we'll find out how he does. Hopefully he gets out on time. Anything happens is out of our control. This run's supposed to be pretty good, and seems like something happens almost every day. I've had a few good days. It's been like 3 weeks, maybe even 4. I don't know. Seems like there's always something: bad tires, bad lights, pintle hooks not working right. Waiting on trailers having to come through Oklahoma City on the way back, which is understandable, but that's okay. So today we'll see if we can find something else to talk about on these trailers, maybe, or on the tractor, give some tips and tricks maybe. I mean, I don't know everything. I've been doing this for a long time, but if you're not learning every day, you are not where you need to be. If you think you know everything, I don't. I know what I know, and I'll tell you that. And as of now, I don't know what I don't know. So the sun's going to be in my face all the way over here to the yard. So let's get headed east on 20 and get up to the yard, North Grand Prairie. We'll see you there and see what we can find to talk about. See you up there. Hey y'all, back in Wynnewood. Got out a little bit early today. And like I talked about before, thought maybe I'd come up with some tips or tricks to help you with trucking, and specifically with LTL, what I do. So came up with something, and it's not necessarily a tip or trick, maybe even more of a question. So let's take a look at safety chains. Okay, so here's the question, sorta. In the last video, I talked about the pintle hook and the plunger, and some questions came up in the comments about the safety chains and if they should be crossed or not. And that brought up a question to me. I know what I've been told from our company and from different places, different people, anecdotal situations that they were told by DOT. So I thought I'd ask this question: should they be crossed? All right, so let's take a look at this dolly that I have here today. This is not a brand new one, but it's one of the newer ones, probably 2, 3, 4 years old. And let's take a look at the chains. See where the attachment point is back on the tongue. It's pretty far back on that tongue. So you see where it comes up here and gets connected. They are definitely crossed. You can see here, definitely crossed. Just one time, not twisted, but crossed. Now in Texas, I've always been told that DOT wants to see them crossed. Now I do meets with drivers from other states, and they come in with this dolly, this style of dolly, and they're not crossed. So I don't know if they're just uninformed, or if the state that they come from doesn't have to be crossed. Well, anyway, my experience in trucking and also in the Air Force, I flew on C-130s for 8 years as a C-130 loadmaster, and we did a lot of tying down equipment in the back of the airplane. So my experience with that is, if you've got this much distance from the attachment point to where they can cross, then cross them. We cross them all the time. But on some of our dollies, the attachment point is like all the way up right here, right near the front. You know, some are a little bit farther back, Some are all the way up here near the front. And in my experience, if they're that close to the front and you cross them, it puts the chains in a bind to where they're not going to pull straight if something happens and it comes apart. So, just my opinion, I don't know if this is law or acceptable or what, but for me it would be safer to not cross them, so I don't. So I'm going to leave that up to somebody who can tell me the exact law or rule in the book that says they have to be crossed on the doubles. Or I'll leave it up to the DOT guy who stops me and gives me an inspection. But that's the question. What is it? What do you guys do that pull doubles, work LTL or triples? Do you cross them no matter what? Have you never heard about crossing them? Do you know anything about the law in your state? I know Texas, according to guys that have told me that they have been inspected and told they had to be crossed, they cross them. They said that's what the DOT told them. So I'm just going to go with their word for that because I've never seen it in writing. I'm not sure I've even seen it or heard it from our safety guys. A question I could ask one of those guys. But anyway, that's the question. What do you think? Tell me what you think. Tell me what you know from experience or fact. Tell me what you think it ought to be, maybe what it's not. Tell me. Now we're going to get on up the road to Billings and see if we can't get back early. So let's go up the road. Okay, hey y'all, made it back to the yard. Went real well up in Billings, got turned around. The meat man's going to work out real good. Just hope I can get out on time every day and make it work on this end. So go down in the description, check out my Instagram, the Facebook page for Mark's Trucking Life. Sign up for those. Let's talk about things in Facebook. So, tell me what you think about the change, the safety change. Do you cross them? Do you not? Did you know you were supposed to? Not supposed to? I don't know. Let me know what you find out, what you think, what you know. We'll see you down the road.